Hello friends. This is Bane. She would like you to know that the Doctor's Law contains many topics that may not be appropriate for all viewers. The following topics will be discussed throughout the video: torture, shock therapy, sticking things into people's eyes and using a Scoops Ahoy scoop to kill a man. Bane wants you to know that you can skip this if it is too much. Ghostface will be on Dead Talk next week.
Hello everybody and welcome to our Dead Talk. We've got Herman Carter, and we hate him.
Yeah, we hate him a lot.
Yeah. I read both the OG lore and then the current lore, and as far as I can tell, they trimmed the top part of it and then moved that over to the tome.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
As I was reading, I was like, I sure hope I'm not reading the wrong part.
Yeah, I think they just trimmed it and then moved that to the tome and then just left a shorter version. So essentially, the dude was into psychology and studying the human mind and shit, as you know, most college students are until they realize there's not a big, job pool out there. So anyway, he was with a group, and they were trying to get like the password or the passcodes out of these students, by playing
It was like a
Doctor,
a
Bad
setup
Doctor.
experiment.
Yeah. And they had a bunch of students that were the people having the passcodes. But they were playing Good Doctor, Bad Doctor. And Herman was the bad doctor, but he was really, really upset that he couldn't do everything he wanted to do. So he decided that since all of these college students were like feeling real good, real safe, we're never going to give you this password, he was like, you know what? I'm just going to crack the other doctor over the head, tie him up, and then do whatever the fuck I want. And then I'm going to torture this other guy and brainwash him so that he takes the fall for it. And he actually got like the passwords like day one. He was just like, got him. But he was like, I still have the rest of the week. So he kept going, just tormenting these people. And when the day came, he tried to brainwash the good doctor, and he was like, okay, let me give him a screwdriver. And he's like, no, that's not good enough. Let me give him a fork. He's like, no, I have never seen a man kill another man with a spoon before. And gave him a spoon and was like, go kill these kids. Anyway, it turns out the whole thing was a setup. They were trying to see if he would fit into the CIA program MK Awakening, which it seems like that's actually based on something that the U.S. government actually tried to do with experiments on mind control. Yeah,
MK Ultra. Yep.
So yeah, they drafted him in there. They're like, oh, don't worry, the handcuffs are just for show, buddy. And they took him off to go do his experiments and just let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to. Which, if you watch the cutscene, which if you are squeamish at all, do not watch the cutscene, because it made me cringe. Anyway, he pretty much...
It was worse than the nurse cutscene.
Oh god, it was horrible. So... yeah, he got to do whatever he wanted, which was pretty much like he liked electric shock therapy. He liked making people stay awake until they were begging to go to sleep. And this is like, they didn't care what happened. Like, once he got whatever secrets or whatever he was trying to get, they didn't really ask questions after that of what happened to the people. So, but yeah, he like all the stuff you see on the doctor here, this is what he was doing to other people. Which, considering again behavior said that the killers never do anything bad to themselves, I'm kind of like, who the fuck did this to him? So maybe the entity is kind of being an asshole here, but I think he's kind of happy where he's at anyway.
Maybe it's because he is so twisted he doesn't actually consider it bad if he did do it to himself.
He's like, I am the stronger person. You'll never get the password out of me.
Right.
Yeah, eventually, the place that he was working, because he found a guy that was kind of like a mentor to him, that was like, hey, you should try doing all this sick twisted shit. And he was like, hell yeah, I love this. Anyway, the entire facility went silent one day, and they showed up and everybody was dead, like just everybody. And he was not there anymore. So yeah, dude killed the entire everybody in the building. Just
Yep.
and then it went poof. I imagine the entity was just like, hey, you know how they let you do all this shit, but there's still like you still had to sign the HR handbook? I don't have an HR handbook. And he was like, sign me up, I'm on my way.
Oh gosh. So Paris Hilton Saint just said going against Doctor is so chaotic. The match is very loud. I just want to say there's a tome challenge right now where you have to make survivors scream 60 times. And here's how you do it. Whispers, distressing, infectious fright, make your choice, Doctor. With add-ons that make it so that his shock therapy refills quicker. I got all 60 in one match.
I played Doctor last night because I was trying to get the achievement for Doctor, and every time I played him, I felt horrible. Like I felt the worst. Like
I only play him anytime I have those tome challenges. That's just like make a bunch of people scream, and I was like, let me get this done in one match. Here we go.
Mine was to kill all 4 survivors by any means possible.
Oh no!
And there was only one that I did it. And I felt bad anyway. It was like a group of 3 Megs and a Dwight. And I'm like, I got this. I killed the Dwight right away so I didn't feel too bad. Like, I'm going to put you out right now. And then it was like a kid in a candy shop. I'm just like, where you at, Meggie? Let's put you up right here. And I had all 3 of them slugged in the same area. And I'm like, oh, this is what it's like. This is the height of being a killer main right here. Is just having 3 crying Meg mains at your feet. All at maximum madness.
Hold on 1 second. Wobble's in the wrong chat. I gotta ban him. Okay. Anyway.
But yeah.
I
had to let everybody else go. Like straight up, I went in and I got somebody. Like no gens got done. I knocked Jill down, picked her up, walked her to the hook, DC'd. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I went over and I clobbered a Yui and I dropped her. And then I picked her up and I walked over and tried to like give her to somebody to heal and they didn't do anything. So I was like, fuck it. So I'm like, Yui, fucking wiggle. And she got out and I'm like, cool, drop this pallet on me. And she's like, so then she like runs over to her friend and she's like pointing at me and then she runs over and like runs in a circle and they're like so we like everybody but Tap. There was a Tap somewhere and we could not find him. I was in the game and I could not find this Tap. Eventually Yui pieced out for a little bit, like I'm gonna go take care of this. She found Tap, brought him upstairs, and Tap's like, fuck no, I'm not going over there. And he's like, no, it's fine. So, like, her and the other person are just running circles around me, and I'm just like, wee, and he's like, oh. And at the end, I'm like, I am so sorry for that DC, but they all died for me. Like, at the end, they opened the door, they started hitting the hook, and I'm like, no. And one of them ran away. I knocked him down, picked him up, carried him back to the exit, and dropped him like, go! And they're like, no, we're not gonna leave you. And I'm just sitting in the exit gate, like, sobbing, like, no, leave me! I'm a doctor, I don't deserve this!
Oh, goodness.
Hi, feral feline!
You got bullied by a bunch of Leons with flashbang.
Oh, God.
I am so sorry. I love that perk.
I do too.
Oh man. Hi, feral feline. Yeah. I don't like it when people like bully. Like I think that's just like dumb. Just play the game. But
if you camp somebody or you hit somebody on hook, then I'm like, you're fair game. But otherwise, I try to be very polite.
yeah. Hi, Titan. I'm surprised that you left out one of my favorite parts from the, well, not my favorite part from the tome, but a part that like I was like, oh, embarrassing bathroom death. This is Zen's I was like, Zen
Oh
surely will enjoy
yeah,
this.
somebody shit themselves.
Yes. He took the cord from a lamp, stripped it from like the rubber, so it was just the exposed wires, put it in the guy's mouth, and then plugged it in. And the dude got electrocuted and then shit himself. And I was like, oh, embarrassing bathroom death.
I feel like more bad for that one, you know?
Yeah.
It's more fun when it was like it was a funny thing, not an uncontrolled thing. Like, you know,
It
if
was funny
I'm
when we were doing it, not behavior.
yeah, if I shit on the floor, I laugh because I'm like, I don't know what happened, but this is funny. I'll go clean it up now.
I am very excited for the anniversary event, Jaden. I can't wait. Starts Wednesday. Um, let's see.
So, uh,
So, let me pull this up.
did you have a first dead that you thought was standing out?
Not really. And I didn't, as far as like survivors, I've got Jill, Yui, and Tap on my short list for surviving.
Oh. I had Dwightleby as our first dead because he always looks like a sneeze away from dying anyway. So I figure if he shocked him once, just Dwight's heart would explode.
Yeah.
Um, but for my short list of who's gonna make it to the end, I had Ash and Jill.
Ah, so we're in agreement with Jill.
Yeah.
I think Jill was like my very first one. I was like, if anybody on this list has what it takes to make it, it's Jill.
What if Doctor sees some type of competition with Tap for he's a doctor too? Is Tap a doctor?
Tap's a cop. Is Tap a doctor?
I could see him like seeing Adam's coat and being like, you think you're a doctor?
Hold on.
I did. Oh, Wobble meant Adam.
Oh, okay, okay. Adam's a teacher, but yeah, the coat could
But
throw you
yeah,
off.
he definitely wears a coat that looks like a doctor's coat. Which, I mean, he could have a doctorate. I don't know.
He could.
We do know that the doctor's actual doctor credentials are unknown. That was very specifically mentioned, that nobody knows if he
Yeah.
actually has the credentials.
He supposedly like went to medical school, but then like it ended up being the black ops like site for the
Yeah.
CIA.
Yeah,
So
We don't know if he
There it
actually
is.
graduated.
Yeah.
You know, he might be like one of those Marvel villains that don't actually have a doctorate. Other than Doctor Doom, dude legit has a doctorate.
Oh, okay, yes. So thank you for the love artist. I've got some new people here who haven't been to a dead talk before.
Ooh.
So to kind of explain what we do, we just recapped the killer's lore. And then we basically imagine if there was a horror movie setting, and all of the survivors were within it, who would be the ones to survive? And then the ones that die, how do they die? We try to make a few a little bit more comedic.
Yeah.
But there are some that you sometimes aren't, because it's also death. So,
Yeah, it's hard to make that
yeah.
comedic sometimes.
We usually try to kill Ash in a funny way, but I guess today...
I think he's gonna make it, but so somebody else is gonna have to take that toilet death.
So I guess to establish the setting, this is obviously going to be at Larry's Memorial Institute.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just have All of the 27 survivors have been black bagged and kidnapped by the CIA and taken to this mysterious hospital where there is just a doctor that is just torturing them all to death.
Okay, the funny thing is, like, for almost all of them, I could come up with a reason why the CIA would want them. I think Dwight was just, like, crossing the street and the van pulled up and got somebody, and like, meh, might as well take that guy too.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Or they just like grabbed the wrong guy because he's so basic. If you were to describe Dwight, there's so many people that just look like Dwight.
White male, black hair, and glasses. Got him!
Oh man, Ash will survive. He lives with shockers on his nipples daily.
That's what I was like. I was like, if anything, Ash would just like get shocked and he'd be like, yeah, baby, do it again.
Oh man.
Wobble says the toilet death is forced. Maybe someone wouldn't be the kind to go to the bathroom by themselves. Oh god, he runs out of seats and it's just like, well, toilet it is. The death swirly.
Okay. I think. Okay, let's see if we break it down as far as like that experiment he did,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just like keep leveling up the torture. He started with sleep deprivation.
Quentin's passing with flying colors.
Quentin and Fung are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Who would be like the first to like break down and then he can just off them?
Dwight.
Yes.
I think Dwight has broken down the moment the bag went over his head. Like, van pulled up, stranger looked out, Dwight's already shit himself. Like, he's...
Dwight's the embarrassing bathroom death of just in the process of getting kidnapped, shits himself.
Yeah, he shat himself before the movie even started.
Oh man, thank you for the sparkles, Enthrall. Nancy should survive because she's Nancy. I was leaning toward her making it toward the end, but I didn't want to put her on the survivor list. Alright. So just shits himself and a heart attack while being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make it.
Yeah, they just pull him out of the van. They're like, well, he's already dead.
Hello.
Alright.
Why are you sleeping in our
Bye,
tub?
Dwight.
The porcelain
I'll
keeps
miss you,
the soup
Dugat.
from wrinkling.
Okay. Let me actually...
Rip Dwightleby.
Can I...
Now,
Stop it.
as far as leveling up next, like, were they all given passcodes as well? Like, is that the whole thing? Like, he's gonna try and get the codes out of them or something?
I mean, we can. I was just imagining, like, who could survive, like, the first, like, tier of torture.
I'm, like, torn between whether Yunjin would make it or she would get mad because he snapped a fingernail.
I think Hyunjin would last a little bit.
Yeah.
I think she's, like, a mid to late death.
I feel like...
Banshee says Claude would be second, mainly because there aren't any plants in the hospital to heal, so she would be pointless.
Poor Claudette.
I love her.
Say, I could see Meg and Claudette both going down because they don't have anything sticking out about them that would be like, okay, they're gonna be fine, or they would react to this well. Like Jake, I'm like, I think he'll be okay. First round, he's fine. Nia's just
Jake
gonna be...
and Nia would be fine.
Yeah. Lori, she might be okay, at least for the first round, because, I mean, she really hasn't, like, she's gone...
She's a babysitter. Of course she
Yeah.
stayed up.
Yeah, she's...
Ace has had benders last longer.
Yeah. Bill's fine. David's fine. He just wants to fight the guy, so he's not going to sleep. Quentin hasn't slept in the last 14 years.
Right.
Tap's fine. I think Kate's fine. Adam, he's stayed up late grading papers. Jeff's fine. Jane's fine. Ash is fine. Teenagers are fine. Yui's fine. Zarina, Cheryl, Felix. Yeah, they're all fine. But yeah, I think out of all of them, Meg and Claudette are probably the our low tier survivors here.
Most likely to not survive sleep deprivation.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the big thing about Meg is she likes to move around a lot, and she can't. So it's nap time.
All right. He also, I believe it mentioned he tried to starve them out.
Yeah. So, Jake is fine.
A man of the wilderness.
Yeah, Jake's got it made here. I feel like Nia would be okay. Lori might start breaking at that point.
I was gonna say this might get to Lori.
Ace is probably like, he has a bet going on in his head. Ace is gonna survive for a long time.
Do we want to start rolling dice?
Oh yeah.
So Banshee says Ace would probably die. All he's good for is waiting for good luck. So speaking of the good luck, sometimes we will roll a dice to see if Ace just
do we just
or
wanna,
not.
Do we want to work our way down? I have a total of 7 dice.
Sure.
Okay. So I think
I need to pull up the number thing, right?
Yeah, you pick a number. So his first one is going through a d20. So his odds are very good.
All right.
Wobble says, wouldn't
Titan
Imogen get sleep deprived? She's the type to get 10 hours of beauty sleep every night. She is like really into her career, and I feel like she would stay up for her career. And if, my God, the doctor
if her life depended on it.
Yeah. I mean, she made it through how much shit? She's been tied up before. She's used to this.
Yeah. What was it? Titan said that Nia spits blood at the doctor and hasn't even hit her yet. Which I love. Quentin would die because he doesn't sleep, so probably already hallucinates and his extreme sleep deprivation. He's skinny as fuck, so starving. He would probably die to that, if not by the doctor's hand. For Quentin, I kind of want to get him to the hallucination stage, though. So yeah, 1 through 20.
When the doctor realizes he's really got his hands full with that one.
I know.
The one time Quentin is actually a threat.
I know.
Hey, artist.
All right, I've got a number up on screen right now for if Ace lives or dies.
Here we go, kids. We have number 2.
He lives. Another round.
Ace
has survived the starvation round.
Yes.
Now, Fong would definitely make it. I think Bill would make it through the starvation round easy.
Yeah.
David, Fong. I'm going to put her on the list with Lori as potentials.
Yeah. I feel like Tap's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think Jeff would make it out of the starvation round.
Yeah.
Fong's a gamer. She doesn't need food. I don't know about you, but I eat constantly while gaming.
Do we not know the stereotype of Mountain Dew and Doritos?
Right.
The Mountain Dew got her through the sleep deprivation stage. Her last fuel is like, she's on empty here.
Oh, man. Obviously, you want Ash to make it to the end. I think Nancy and Steve are fine. Yui's fine. Zarina and Cheryl would be okay.
Yeah, I feel like Cheryl's just like, God damn it, not again.
Kate, maybe.
Yeah, Kate might struggle a little bit. She doesn't have a lot of meat on her bones to start with. Like, I feel like when starvation starts hitting, like, our thinner people might start to struggle a wee bit.
I know Jeff's not one of the thinner people, but I think he would struggle just in general.
Because he's sober now. It's been going on long enough. He doesn't have the beer in him. He can neither create nor drink to distract himself by it, but how hungry he is right now.
So Kate and Jeff,
Yeah.
do we want to add Lori to that? Or keep her on still?
I want to keep her on for a little bit. Didn't Kate not fall for the entity's music and stuff? Wouldn't that mean she's able to make it past hallucinations? She would go through, like, whenever the entity was, like, showing her stuff, she was like, I'm gonna go there. Like, she is every horror movie cliche where you're like, why are you doing that? Why are you going towards that? That's a bad idea.
All right.
Also, the clown managed to sneak up on her. The clown.
He doesn't have the big footsteps like Nemesis does.
Yeah, but he has a.
That's true. He's got that COVID cough.
Like, you're just sitting there strumming away, like, oh, I must have plucked my string wrong. No, there is a large clown with some sort of lung issue, coughing all over the place. And she had no idea. Just all of a sudden, she's been sitting there and she's like, like, she was literally at the nurse's place, this fucking haunted building, and she's just like, no, everything's fine. Not nervous at all.
Do we want anyone to attempt to try to fight the doctor
David?
yet? I was hovering over him, yes.
I say, if anybody's gonna fight, it's David.
I think David and Bill would fight him.
Yeah.
I think Ash would fight him, but Ash would win.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if anything the doctor's gonna do is just gonna tickle his prostate and he's gonna like it.
Ash is having the time of his life.
Yeah.
Who paid for this weekend spa? Alright, do we want David to try to fight the doctor now and then just get, like, shocked to fucking death?
That's fine.
Alright.
Just imagining, like, they're all in, like, a little circle all tied to chairs, and David's like, or Ash is like, what did I do to be surrounded by such beautiful women? And everybody's just like,
men.
they're just like, looking at the doctor like, can you kill him? And the doctor makes his fatal error of going, no, he's gonna help torture everybody.
Oh, man.
I like how
Jaden says, I feel like... Oh, you first.
I like how every Dead Talk stream, David and Bill were the ones to fight the killers, says Wobble.
Yes. We have stereotypes that we put into our heads.
We do.
Jaden says they feel like Tap would try to fight him, but fail hard.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can have another fight in the future.
Yeah, we have plenty of time for fighting.
Do we want another, Oh wait, no, because we did the starvation. Ace was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ace obviously isn't gonna fucking fight, so I don't think we need to roll for that.
Yeah, I feel like out of all of them, Jill and Leon have probably been, like, communicating via eye movements, like doing the Marshall and Lily thing, where they're having a telepathic conversation where they're trying to get out of the bonds and restraints and, like, no, we have to wait for our perfect time.
Right.
And Leon's communicating entirely with Bieber hair tosses. 1 toss for yes, 2 tosses for no.
With Jill's haircut, she can do the same. Everyone else is just like, what the fuck is happening to them?
They're like, oh my god, this is really getting to those two.
I think Steve will fight to protect Nancy, and Nancy survives that round, but Steve dies. Ooh.
Steve keeps dying saving other people. I feel bad for the guy.
No. Oh,
Like when he
Guardian.
tried to save somebody and he got shot.
Oh yeah, that episode. Man, poor Steve. One of these days he'll be out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so up the ante a little bit. That's not an Ace reference, but
By the way, he also did the whole I don't know if this was first run of lore or second one. He liked to stick toothpicks in people's eyes to keep their eyelids open.
I believe that was the second. I think that was part of the sleep deprivation thing, but I mean, we can do that as the next like level of
I was
torture.
gonna say that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
It's one thing to keep me awake. It's another to take a toothpick and put it anywhere near my eyeball.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are gonna tap out. Then.
I think Yunjin. That's where something. That's probably the end of the line for her.
I'm good with that. Um, yeah, Ash, yeah, kinky boy, he's still into it.
Just sticks it in the eyelid. He's like deeper.
Fuck. That's fair, Titan. His whole thing is torture, so if people are uncomfortable with that, I am not offended if anybody just like dips out.
Yeah. I feel like that's Lori's last hurrah as well.
Oh yeah, Lori's not gonna make it through that.
I don't see Fung liking that either. I feel like Quentin and Jake are probably like the calmest people in the room. Like they're just sitting next to each other like, okay, sure.
Quentin's just like, you mean it helps me stay awake?
Yeah, he's taking mental notes. Like, I should have thought of this. That is true. Even with toothpicks in Yunjin's eyes, she would still manage to die pretty.
She would.
Not a hair out of place.
Yui could just like squint hard enough that the toothpicks snap.
My God.
And she conveniently does not get a toothpick in her eye or a splinter in her eye.
That's how she intimidates him.
Yeah.
She has the eyelid strength to crush a toothpick and then glare at him continuously like, what else?
It's from all of the muscle memory of all the times that I've just watched the Oni trailer on loop.
Yeah.
Of her just glaring at Oni.
It's like she literally has the back glare. Like, it happens once and you're like, okay, I'm just going to leave this one alone and move on.
I think Leon and Jill could take it.
Yeah, they've already got the hair toss going on, so they're just like, meh. We can still communicate.
Elodie and Felix?
This is not their wheelhouse.
It's really not.
But
they're both very strong-willed. Like, I think they could endure.
They would be, like, grossed out and very uncomfortable, but be okay.
It edges on their breaking point.
Yeah.
Zarina, I think also is similar. It's edging on her breaking point, but maybe not yet.
Yeah. I think Cheryl's fine.
Yeah, Cheryl.
I feel like
Cheryl's been through so much worse.
Yeah, like every time something comes up and it's like, okay, there's a haunting, there's a murder, there's a cult involved, there's torture involved, and Cheryl's just like,
been there, done that.
That's my Tuesday, guys.
I don't think Nancy would make it through this one.
She might, if Steve's over there yelling at her like, you put that thing in your eye and you deal with it. Like, Steve is the one thing keeping...
pep talk.
Yeah, the one thing keeping her going.
Oh, man. That's going to be really sad later. We can make that extremely heartbreaking.
Just looking across from her like, I bet Barb could do it.
Oh, man.
It's the guilt toothpick.
Be like, your little brother does this with quarters all the time. Would Jane last toothpick torture?
I think she might. Adam
Right.
Adam might start struggling here too.
Yeah, I think we're getting close with Adam. I think Tap will be okay through this.
Yeah, the shit that Tap has seen, I'm pretty sure Tap's just like, this is not the worst that could happen. I have dealt with much more dangerous killers than this. And
I've dealt with a girl named Amanda who did better torture than you.
yeah, he just looks at him like, how much time do I have to get this toothpick out? There's no time limit? Okay.
Okay, do we want to roll for Ace?
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay,
are you
let's
rolling a d12?
Yeah, Cheryl does kind of have plot armor. She does get killed, like, she gets killed, but it's usually not from her being surprised or anything. It's more because,
Someone else did it.
yeah, an accident occurs. Okay.
Is it a d12?
It is a D12.
Alright, I got my number on screen.
It is 12.
Oh, he's safe.
Okay, Ash makes it through, or Ace makes it through again. All right.
Alright. So. Oh, we didn't talk about this much with his lore. He did experiments with remothering.
Oh yeah.
Where he basically just like through shock therapy and I guess like a electronic lobotomy of sorts erased people's memories and reprogrammed their personalities.
This is gonna get real interesting.
So we could really just heartbreak with Steve and Nancy if one of them get remothered.
Oh god.
Just heart-wrenching. No longer the person they loved. And then, ooh, Jill, I know Jill and Leon are like lovers. They could be. But they're not. But if Leon got remothered,
Oh,
that would wreck Jill, I'm sure. Or her poor rookie.
I know. I feel like if that happens to Cheryl, she's just gonna be one of her other incarnations.
No! Yeah! No! How funny that is because he did it because he was like trying to reprogram. That's how he got the good doctor to like kill the other patients with a spoon. Did we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, he like got them to kill. He did that by remothering him, and like basically reformatting his brain to think that they were like evil, and they had to die. So he like gave him a spoon. He was like, "I've never seen anyone kill someone with a spoon before. This will be hilarious." And he did that. So could you imagine? He's trying to reprogram, and Cheryl's just like cycling through reincarnation.
The doctor's just like, what the actual fuck is this?
He just keeps her alive because he just needs further experimentation at this point.
This is not right.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of really fucking hilarious.
Or God forbid, he tells them what he's getting ready to do, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna remother you. And Ash is like, who's mother now? Yeah?
Man. So I think definitely Cheryl should get remothered. But
yeah.
it doesn't cause her to kill anybody.
Yeah, she just cycles.
Because I do think it would be very interesting if like Leon got remothered. I think the ones that actually have like pairings. So like Felix and Lodi.
Yeah.
One of them got remothered. Leon got remothered, and one of Steve and Nancy got remothered.
Mm-hmm.
And the three of them can kill like another survivor each. Doesn't have to be the one they're
no.
paired with. Could be someone else.
Oh, poor Steve.
Do you want Steve to get remothered?
No,
It makes sense
I'm
because
just
he's
imagining Nancy getting remothered, and he's like trying so hard to talk her out of it, like bring her back. And he's not fighting her at all because he thinks she's strong enough to do it, and then she stabs him to death with a spoon. Literally scoops his heart out with his fucking Scoops Ahoy scoop.
That's tragic. I love it.
Thank you.
So Steve.
Every time Steve dies, I feel so sad.
I know. That's always just like the saddest death that we give him. Um, probably laugh. If everybody sticks around for after this, I have a really funny video on YouTube to show people about spoon murder. Um, okay. And then who would be like Leon to spoon murder?
I want to see him try and spoon murder Yui, but I think she's gonna get her knee free and just knee him right in the crotch.
So Yui actually kills him out of self-defense.
She puts her boot so far up his testicles that he dies.
Nancy's not dead yet. But Leon.
It just completely shatters his testicles. Every part of his undercarriage has been wrecked.
All right. Um. Okay, so I'm gonna give Felix odds, Elodie evens. Can you roll your d12 for me one more time?
Sure.
Sorry, I shouldn't read this.
Evens.
Elodie gets remothered.
All right.
Who is she assigned to kill?
Do we want to do another roll for Felix and see if he ends up
Or Ace?
or yeah, Ace, to see if he ends up being the target?
Ooh, and if she manages to kill him, she lives, but if she doesn't, does she die? What are the stakes here?
He talks her out of it. Just looks at her like, it would be too easy. And depending on how this dice roll goes, she either kills him because it would be too easy, or she passes by because it would be too easy.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right,
I got a number.
I got the D10 and I got the percentage die, so I'm just going to use the percentage die as another D10. 3.
All right, she does not kill Ace. Robin asked, what if killing Steve is what snaps Nancy out of it? The thing is, she doesn't actually snap out of it. It's a reprogramming of her mind.
Yeah.
Um,
So if Ace would be too easy, she's probably going to look for a harder target.
Bill.
Oh no. This is the part
Or
where
Jake.
I was gonna say, I can see Bill spitting his cigarette into her open mouth and her choking on the ashes. Because it's Bill. And then he would, like, manage to headbutt her in the stomach to get the cigarette back.
So do you want Bill to also just out of self-defense?
Yeah,
Or
he
a successful murder of Jake?
I'm gonna go with Bill kills her. If they're not strong enough to survive the remothering, they're not gonna be strong enough to deal with Yui or Bill.
Which... Okay, hold on. I've never seen Winter Soldier, Robin, so I'm so sorry. Your threats mean nothing to me. Okay, so if he realizes that Lodi and Leon were too weak, he's probably going to pick somebody stronger for remothering. If we want to do a second round of like just 2 more to replace them.
Okay. You're that
Weirdly, our
Bill
tiny
just-
girl Nancy
Bill
wasn't
just
indeed strong enough.
Well, to be fair, Steve wasn't gonna fight her. He doesn't want to kill her.
That's true.
And who the fuck is gonna go against Yui and live? Like, there have to be extenuating circumstances.
So Yui gets remothered next.
If you can sure as fuck try. I think that's our first escapee.
No, I mean, like, if she's, like, bound down and, like, getting lobotomized,
I think
I,
she'd still spit in his eye. Like,
I think she would, but I think she wouldn't do it without a fight, but I think it would happen.
I think she would die before she actually got reprogrammed.
Ooh,
Like,
okay.
I can't see Yui actually, like, getting reprogrammed. She's too angry.
And that's her death. She basically just gets like electrocuted to death because unsuccessful remothering.
Yeah.
All right. One more remother attempt.
All right, so who do we have left?
Bill's a fighter. Tap's a fighter. Ash is a fighter.
I think he would have a pretty good idea that Ash isn't going to work out. He is like
Felix.
everything that's happened so far.
Felix is a pretty buff dude.
Gotta say, Adam and Tap are pretty buff.
They are, yes.
I could see Adam maybe going.
Adam can take out Quentin.
Oh, Quentin. I was
Our
so
sweet,
hopeful for you, buddy.
our sweet boy. All right. So we have left alive Jake, Nia, Ace, Bill, Tap. Adam is alive but remothered.
Yep.
Jane, Ash, Nancy's alive but remothered. Zarina, Cheryl,
Cheryl
Slash.
alive, but continuously remothered.
Cheryl slash Heather slash Alessia slash Lisa slash Felix alive, Jill alive.
Yes.
At this point, if you were to put them under essentially what Yui endured, just intense electric torture, just starts like flooding currents through like I don't know. I'm not gonna say human centipede because that's not exactly what I'm imagining. But if he's just like everybody's body is conductive and you're all connected.
I don't know why, but I still see Jake just being fine.
It's the calm spirit.
I feel like that might
to...
be the end of it for Nia. Cause
Yeah, I was thinking that.
anger's only gonna get you so far. Remothering would just make her go from you fucking capitalist to you fucking fascist. Like, that's the best you're gonna get out of her.
Yeah. Do we want to do an ace roll again?
Yep. All
Are you
right.
down to a D8?
It's the actual D10 now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
8.
Oh, he lives.
Way to
Man,
go,
Ace is
Ace.
just-
How much money does he have riding on this?
I know, right?
All right.
All right. So Nia, electrocution.
Yep.
Who else would get knocked out from that one? I think Bill would be okay.
Yeah.
Um, Tab and Adam. I think Jane would not.
No, Jane's gone. I think Tap's fine. Like, he's old, but again, he was part of the Saw franchise. I think he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, like torture's not new to him.
No. I also don't think that Adam's gonna make it. Ash is fine. Nancy's gone. Zarina's gone. Probably, like, if any part of me was like she might make it, she does have, like, a shitload of earrings, so she's got a lot of metal near her head. So she's out
Is
of
it
there.
conductive metal though?
I don't know.
Because like if it's just like
Like, trying to get a better look at her ear here.
It looks like just gold hoops, which I don't think.
She's got them, like, they're up around the top, too. So she's
Yeah,
got
gold is an excellent conductor.
so she's got the two up at the top of her ear, and then she's got the hoops going on there. Not to mention she carries a cell phone.
I'm just gonna go ahead and it's a pager.
Ah.
Ash has a metal hand, but Ash enjoys it. That's the other part.
Yeah.
It's not torture.
This is, as far as he's concerned, this is entirely consensual.
Did you say Adam?
Yeah, Adam.
Okay, Adam, Nancy, Zarina, Cheryl.
So I'm imagining, since she's just switching through personalities at this point, like one of them's like, "Oh God," and then it switches over to the other one, like, "What's happening?" Like the level of discomfort is just going from bottom to top. Switch personality, bottom to top. So I feel like she might make it, if nothing else because of how weird her brain is right now.
The pain threshold basically just being divided amongst multiple people.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Felix,
Dead.
pretty boy.
Yep.
Bye. All right.
Jill's fine.
So how are they? Yeah, Jill's okay. She's endured essentially tentacle porn. Like,
yeah. Most people watch hentai. She's experienced hentai.
Okay. How are we gonna actually get to a survivor? Like, how are we gonna get to a point that somebody makes it out alive?
I think he's eventually just gonna be like, okay, I've run out of things to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill him, and then that's the point where retaliation occurs.
So we have,
or God forbid, Ash has been like, his entire arm has become like electrically charged, and he can just like boop. He's just like, my turn.
Ash is just like, you keep treating me like a sub. I'm actually a switch. All right. So we have Jake, Ace, Bill, Tap, Ash, Cheryl, Jill.
Yes.
So if anybody was to actually get into a fight with the doctor,
it's most of them, other than Cheryl, probably.
I meant, like, if they did, assuming they're not all fighting him at once, who can he actually beat?
I think he can beat Jake, Ace, unless he gets lucky. He can beat Cheryl in a fight, but I don't think Cheryl's gonna, like, fight.
But if all the others are fighting,
it's Jake and Ace.
I mean, okay.
But I think at this point, like, he's been watching Cheryl, like, he remothered her, and this did not go as planned. He's electrocuting her. This is not going as planned. This is the point where he's like, okay, I need to have a moment alone. Like, he's just, like, taking her off into the office because what is happening here? This is not what I was taught in school. This is not an experience I have dealt with before.
Jill was working earlier with Leon to get their restraints loose.
Yes.
So the doctor's gone, and Jill's like, now's the chance.
And she releases everybody else.
Yes. Now, if the doctor returns,
there's about to be an ass whooping.
I think Jake would die fighting him.
Let's find out what happens with Ace here. See if he survives the attempted ass whooping.
Do you want luck in his favor or against him? As in, whatever number I pick, you have to roll it for him to live if you want it against him. Or if you want it in his favor, you have to roll it for him to die.
I want it in his favor for this one because it's a lot of people.
You want it in his favor?
Yeah, and Ace is probably going to be towards the back of the horde.
Fair.
All right.
Okay. I remember.
3.
That was really close. He lives.
Okay.
But Jake dies in the fight, right?
Yeah.
All right. So of our other fighters, I don't think Ash would actually fight him. Ash is just like, I don't know what everyone's problem is. I've had a great time. Of the people fighting him, Bill, Tap,
And Jill are going to beat the ever-loving crap out of him.
he's pretty fucking buff, and also he can just shock. He doesn't actually need tools. So,
Yeah, but they've probably also been in, like, while he was gone, picked up stuff to beat the crap out of him with.
fair.
So, Ash probably just ends up staying behind so he can enjoy the king session. Yeah, Ash is just in there, like, playing with stuff, attaching new things to his arm, and trying to find takers. Ace just gets put in charge of babysitting. Like, just
Babysitting who? Everyone's gone.
no, babysitting Ash if he's not fighting. Just making
Okay.
sure he doesn't do something stupid while the other people are beating the ever-loving hell out of this guy.
Let's see, what if we take the survivors and make them face against the killers, like in Escape the Night? I'd have to watch Escape the Night. But that sounds like pretty fun.
Honestly, looking at Leon, which survivor wouldn't want to hook up with that guy?
Fair.
Like,
Look at him. His little baby face.
I know, he's so beautiful.
Gorgeous. Stunning.
Although not as stunning as Trapper's ass in that outfit yesterday.
My
Oh
God.
My God.
Trapper's ass. I did not realize. The dude, it's just two giant, like, two-tiered, oh gosh, 10-inch cake rounds. Just,
Yeah, imagine the most outstanding chiseled cleft chin you've ever seen. And then take that chin and put it on a man's ass. That was the Trapper's ass. It was chiseled. There was a vacuum seal of those sweatpants against that asshole.
Red Panda, we do Dead Talks every Monday night. And I forget who's next on the list, but we'll go look at the killer list as soon as we're done
Yeah.
with the survivors. So Jake dies fighting. So everyone else, do we want them to just be successful, beat the shit out of him, and he lives?
Yeah.
And they live?
Yeah. We'll check on Ace to see if his heart makes it and if he, runs into anything on the way out.
Can we skip the D4?
Did you say can we skip the D4?
Just go, skip to the D4.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay, I have a number.
Okay. All right. Number 1.
He lives.
Congratulations
I
again,
think-
Ace.
I think Cheryl just ambiguously, no one knows if she actually lived or died. Like, he took her away, they just never saw her again.
Cheryl died. Alesby lives. Or, whatever. Alessa.
Alessa Gillespie, yes. I knew what you meant. Okay, so our survivors are Jill, Tap, Ash, Bill, and Ace.
Yes.
All right. Let's run down the recap real quick. So there they were. A bunch of survivors, unassuming, people of the normal world, right? CIA shows up. Black Bags kidnaps them all. Dwight was the wrong target. He has no clue what the fuck is happening. He has a heart attack, shits himself while being kidnapped. It's the second most traumatizing thing to happen in his life. All of the survivors are being held by the doctor and subject to his torture. He starts with sleep deprivation. Meg and Claudette cannot handle it. They break down. He ends up just killing them. Next, he moves on to trying to starve the survivors out. This is when Kate and Jeff, they have their breakdown. They can't handle that level of torture. They're gone. David decides that now seems like a good time to fight. The doctor's pretty buff, but he thinks he could take him. He can't, and the doctor just electrocutes him to death. Next, he begins to pry open everyone's eyes with toothpicks, which more people endured this than you can think. But Yunjin, Lori, and Feng, unfortunately, could not handle that amount of torture and ended up eating their death. At this point, he decides to attempt to remother some of the survivors to kill the others. He remothers Nancy, Elodie, and Leon. Nancy goes to kill Steve. Steve keeps trying to talk her out of it. It's not the real you, Nancy. You're better than this. You're not going to do it. She takes his Scoops Ahoy ice cream scoop and scoops his heart out. Eat your heart out, literally. Leon attempts to kill Yui, but Yui is way too buff for that. She literally fucking knees him in the testicle, headbutts him, and just straight up murders him without even using her hands. Elodie goes for Bill. Bill fights back, spits his cigarette straight into her throat. She chokes on the ashes. And, yeah. At this point, the doctor's like, I need some stronger people to remother. He goes for Yui. Yui's way too strong-willed. She can't be remothered. Through the attempts of remothering, she just dies of electrocution. Adam gets remothered, ends up killing Quentin. And then, at this point, we're down to a few survivors left. He decides to mass electrocute everybody. Nia, Jane, Adam, Nancy, Zarina, Felix all succumb to the mass electrocution. That was their breaking point. In the attempts of earlier, I forgot to mention, he was trying to remother Cheryl. If people don't know Cheryl's lore, she's literally just a reincarnation of multiple children of this one guy, like a cult god or something. She has multiple reincarnates behind her. And the process of remothering has brought them all back, and she's literally just cycling through all of her reincarnates. And this just catches the doctor's attention. He's like, this is fucking the weirdest shit I've ever seen. This is amazing. I have to know more. He carts her off to another room. Earlier, before he got remothered, Jill and Leon were actually quietly figuring out how to get out of their restraints. And Jill managed, but she was just waiting for the right time. As soon as the doctor leaves with Cheryl, this is the time. She strikes. She frees herself and then goes and frees all of the others. So when the doctor shows up again, they are ready to fight. Ace and Ash aren't really up for the fight, but Bill, Jake, Hap, and Jill are ready to fight. Jake's not strong enough. He dies fighting, and all of the others make it out alive, except for Cheryl. May or may not be Cheryl anymore, but also she's kind of just like fucking vanished. And there you have it. That is all of them.
All right.
So next week,
it's looking like The Clown, unless we wanted to do Amanda, since her movie time is over, as far as I know. It depends on if we want to do a Saw marathon this week.
Let's skip torture for a week.
Okay.
And come back. I still need to actually watch the Saw movies. So.
I love how you're like, let's skip torture. Let's go to the guy that likes to cut people's fingers off.
You're right. spirit.
I want a happy person.
Legion, then.
Are they happy people?
No, they're teenagers. Of course they're not. Nobody here. Well, Trickster's happy, but we only have like his base lore. We don't have tomes yet.
Danny's a happy boy. And we don't even have to watch the movie because it's Danny.
Plague. I think I'm gonna wait until we get through chapter 4 of the tome. Just make sure there's nothing else. And Plague would be sad, yeah. People are voting for the Plague. People want the Plague.
I know they want the Plague. I love the Plague, but I want to get her whole lore and dedicate my full attention and spend a week vomiting on people because it's the Plague and she's amazing.
I do love her. Do you want Ghostface?
I do want Ghostface. Danny's a funny boy. He's our reverse Spider-Man.
Alright. We're gonna do Ghostface next week.
Specifically, Danny Johnson. Because
Yes.
he is the DBD Ghostface, not the movie Ghostfaces, just DBD, which he doesn't have a lot of lore, so we're kind of looking we're going to be a little open here.
Okay.
So, yeah. Also, who doesn't like having a camera set up and a thumbs up? I mean, just look at that. How can you have a bad day? It's gonna be the happiest Dead Talk we've had since Billy got his happy ending, damn it.